Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will learn about this data type called session settings. So before I'll show you about what exactly this session setting data type is by writing some code. Let's open the web client here and see like generally when user works on the web client, under what scenario, under what condition we can come across this session setting data type. Okay, so before I explain you the use case, let's see in the UI itself. So here as you can see that currently I'm in the Cronus company, and now we all know that if I click on this settings icon, there is here one option called my settings. So let's click it here, and when you open this my settings page, it will give you the information about the current profile set on the uh, user who actually log in this web client. So here we get to see the information about like what which role is assigned to this user who actually log in into this business central, and currently which company is you are into, the user is into, then the work date, the region, the language, time zone, and all this stuff, all this information is currently available here. So in the backend, this is a user setting table. Okay, so the table is assigned to it and the values are there. That means the values are placed in the database itself. Right now, sometimes if you are running multiple companies in your particular environment, then generally what users do is that they can select the company out there. Okay, so let me select my company here, click on OK, and now you can see that although the company is changed from Cronus to my company, right now in my table it is showing up that my company is the selected company, but still you can see here that at the backend there is the change is still not reflected as soon as I change my value here. Okay, so to make this applicable I need to click on OK. Let me click on OK, and now you see as soon as I clicked on OK, uh, the system starts refreshing itself, right? It looks like that web browser is refreshing my tab, and it is actually opening up a new session for me of my business central web client, right? So now when this new environment comes up, sorry, new instance comes up, you will see the difference. Now it is showing me that I am into the new company, which is my company. And if I go back again to the my settings, here also now I can validate that the company which is mentioned in the user setting table is similar to what I can see from the role center itself from my home page. Okay, so now let me go back to this, keep the value as the original one to the Cronus USA. But you have seen now that despite I am changing the values, or let's say if I change the other values, the value will not immediately get changed until and unless system should refresh the current instance, the current session, by by refreshing the current tab of the browser. Okay, so this is something which is very essential for certain scenarios where your change will only gets reflected when you refresh the browser, when you refresh the tab of that browser, right? So how in certain scenario where you receive certain requirements that the change which you are doing or which the user is doing is not reflecting immediately on the page itself, right? So how to do that thing, how to like refresh the tab by like via code, so that you don't have to, like user don't have to manually refresh the browser refresh the tab, okay, to get him show the updated values. So for that thing, this session setting data type comes into the picture, right? So basically, if you type here session settings, okay, dot, so now you can see that I am having some objects, some functions are available here regarding this particular object, which is called like having the name of the company, then one is init initialize, then language id, local id, profile app id, profile id, right? Every sort of information is showing up here. And then the last function, which is called request session update, right? So session setting means that this data type basically deals with the session of the user. Session which you see here, this is actually a session which is running, okay? So we can deal up with the session related concerns via this data type, okay? So the first code which you need to write to start using this is init. Okay, so as soon as you write this code, so basically what system will do, system will populate the values of this user setting table which I showed you here, right? So whatever the values are currently showing up here, role, company, region, language, time zone, they all will get populated into this particular object. And now we can like if you see here that now company will have the value of the current user uh, uh, company value from the user setting table, right? So let's see that if I type here message, okay, then session setting dot company, okay, then message session setting dot let's say language id, okay, let me type here, okay, and if I type one more message with session setting dot let's say profile id, okay. So now if I build the project and let me publish it, so we will see like what value we will get, right? I have not added any explicitly any value into these functions or like objects, but whatever you can say is that in the company or in the language id, in the local id, in the profile id, I have not assigned anything. I just write down init function and then we will see that what value system will pass into my session setting object, okay. So now it is opening up, and then because I've created a sample test page and have added this one action button only there, so let's see the results. Okay, so here you can see that this is my test page only and it has one action button with this. Let me click on this, and now you are seeing the first message, which is the company which is having this Kronos USA Incorporation. Click on OK. Then the second one is 1033, which is the language ID which we have used. And then this role, profile ID, like basically whatever is this business manager evaluation. So this is the role center which is attached to this particular user, right? And this all information my session setting object got it from the user setting table based on this code which I write down here. If you don't write this, then these values will never come up into this company, into this language ID, into this profile ID, right? Now if I let's say comment it out, so we have seen here that basically this uh, session setting dot company. Okay, so this function is currently holding the value of Cronus USA Incorporation. But if you see this, the parameter it takes is the new company name as text, and it returns as text value also. And what it is saying here, that it gets or sets the company property in the session setting object, right? So basically it not only get the value from the user setting table, but it actually sets the value as well, right? So we have already seen that how we get the value by just writing in it. But if I want to set the value, so for example, I write down the new company name. Okay, so it will set the value also into this particular object, into this particular property of the session setting object, right? Now the thing is, although I have written this, and as I showed you that basically after writing this code, what system will do, what the code will do, it will do the same thing which I'm showing you right now as well. I'll click on the my settings, and I can select on the company, and I can change the company, click on OK. So now it will have that value. However, as I have told you that in order to get this latest value be reflected on the user interface, it has to be, it has to refresh the tab. Okay, you have to refresh the current session. So for that, we have to type session setting dot, we have to use this request session update, right? And if you see this, it takes one parameter which is called save settings as a boolean parameter. Okay, so with basically let's say if I just type false here, so that means whatever changes I'm doing into this object, into this property, and this function request session update, which means that I'm sending a request to update my session with whatever values I'm passing in the company property or in the language ID property into the profile ID properties like this. But here I'm passing as false, so which means that it will not save the settings, right? It will be there until I am working on that particular session. As soon as I just close that, and everything will be back to normal. Okay, so let me show you up this. Okay, let me now publish it. Okay, it started. I'm not sure why this cloud environment is working so slowly today. uh, okay, meanwhile what I'll do here is I'll copy this particular URL. So you can see here that this is my URL, and I'm copying till this particular environment name, which is called Copilot. Okay, because my current Copilot environment is having two companies. One company is Cronus USA Corporation, and second one is my company. So you can see currently here, if I go back, that this is currently I am on the Cronus USA Incorporation, and it is the same value which is available in the my settings page as well. Now because I have written the code like this, that I want to change my company. Okay, so I'll click on it, click on session test, and now you can see that system is now refreshing itself, which means I'm sending the request to update my session. So I've done it via code only. I've not done anything manually. Okay, and now if you just close this page, you will see that my company is changed. Okay, and if I click on my settings, you will be seeing that here it is that say company name is my company only. But now let me just close this and try to run a new instance of the same environment. Okay, so we will see now that which company it will now open up, and you can see here that it is opening the Kronos USA Incorporation. So although when I click on this, it opens up, it changed my company from Kronos to my company. However, if I open a new instance in a separate tab, it again reverse the impact of this code and goes back to the Kronos company. And this all happened because I have added the parameter as false. Now if I type true here, which means that I want that it should save the settings as well, right? Not only it change, but it should save as well. So let me now build this project again and publish this. So this time it will not only change, but it will also register your changed values in the user setting table as a default. So whenever that user will open up, it will open up with that options only, with those values only which you have stored into the database. Okay, so now let me show you again like which company I'm currently into. It is Kronos, and let me open the page as test page, session test. Okay, now it is refreshing my current session, and now I'm into the my company. Okay, and if I open a new instance, close it, and let's see whether it will save my settings or not. So as you can see that now also my setting is already registered successfully into the database, into this table, and I'm still in the my company only and not in the Kronos. So system has not rolled back anything which I passed via this code, right? So this is the value, or like this is the particular use case of this session setting data type. And one check which I would like to tell you here is that always and always whatever values you want to set, or you want to get something out of the session setting table, you can do it before this line of code, right? Because as soon as it will run, you will not be able to like further code whichever you write, it will not work, because it will just send the request of the refreshing the tab, and then does if you like even type message, then you will not might get the correct results, right? So always make sure that you write down this line in the last one, right? So that's the only thing which I wanted to share in this today's video. I hope you like it. If you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.